Caicedo.
Yeah, you've enjoyed his performances of late, haven't you?
Look at that. He is basically everywhere. He goes everywhere. He breaks the game up. I can't speak highly enough of him.
What they used to say about Kante, 2/3 of the world is covered in water and the other third is covered by Kante. He's approaching that.
He is that now. I remember when Andy Robertson got in late, and they slid the ball in, and he was almost through. And who was the player who came over and just pushed him out the way and let it go for a goal kick? Caicedo, late in the game.
Yeah, it got better and better as the game went on, and Chelsea were very impressive. Moises Caicedo, particularly so.
It was a gigantic midfield performance, it really was. It had absolutely everything. It had a bit of Frank Lampard, it had a bit of N'Golo Kante. He was just absolutely sensational. He covered every bit of grass that he could, and of course the goal topped it off. I mean, there's no goalkeeper in the world that's going to save this. But the way he makes and creates space for himself, they did this most of the afternoon. Is actually made it difficult for Liverpool's midfield to get near him. But that touch to get away from McAllister, and then the technique there, as I said, there's no one stopping that. The power behind that's incredible, and the perfect. I said it just had everything, this performance from him. It had the goal, it had protection in front of his back four. Don't forget the injuries and suspensions that they've got, Chelsea. So they needed him in that midfield to stand up. The composure, not under pressure at all, to play the passes like that, then to set Chelsea on the way in the final third again, and then same again, protection, timing of the tackle was absolutely superb and spot on most of the afternoon, and then very nearly again he had the shot again. It's a decent save, but he's having the pop, and this is in the last minute of the game, basically protecting that goal again and that win again, and he was just. It had everything. The midfield performance had everything from him, and that's not just today. That's all season, by the way, in midfielders. So it was almost near on perfect performance from a midfielder.
Maresca got 2 yellows, got sent off eventually for celebrating his second yellow, but you can't blame him, can you? A week ago, he was allegedly under a lot of pressure and might have lost his job had he not had a win in the Champions League midweek.
I know the laws and the rules, but come on, you're a brilliant late goal. Your team has been superb for you under huge pressure, and he gets a yellow card for showing that emotion. I don't get it.
You know, Liverpool, everybody knows Liverpool. Liverpool is a fantastic team, so we did our best, even when they push us. So we were so good at the end.
Do you think somehow the injuries you've had, the problems...
coming back to haunt them was Caicedo, and we have to pay tribute to his performance today, not just the goal.
He was the best player on the pitch by a mile. Yeah, forget the goal, which was absolutely incredible. He's getting to the ball, he's taking the ball off people, his work around the pitch. He's 2 in 1, he's everything. He's a brilliant midfield player. He's the best player on the pitch by a mile. If Liverpool had him in midfield, they probably would have won. He was that good. And I think that, yeah, when he first came, it wasn't quite happening for him, was it? He was playing in that 2 in midfield alongside Enzo, and everyone looking at him thinking, well, what is he? But now, he's I'm breathing before I say it because I'm trying to think of players like Declan Rice and others in the league, but I think he's the best midfield player in the league at this moment in time, and I think I'm comfortable saying that. I think Gravenberch last season, and maybe Declan Rice and the 2 boys up at Newcastle, Rodri obviously for the last few years, but now I think at this time that we are here today.
Chalobah's out and suspended. That's the 3rd game in a row that Chelsea have had a player sent off. Is that something that should be concerning them, do you think?
Yep, and late goals as well in that period, Kelly. So it's always... Is it quite ill-discipline? I wouldn't say that. I just think sometimes it's been bad decisions by players. I wouldn't say that people are lashing out or getting sent off for something that's been disruptive. Just been a little bit unlucky at times, bad decisions, but you need a little bit of confidence. And that's what I'm talking about, sometimes that apprehension. And that then transmits to the players, the fans. They need to make sure they defend well. And when you haven't got your best 2 centre-backs, it always makes it more difficult.
You saw what it meant. You saw what it meant to them, you know, as not just a group of players, but as a management team as well. After the game, the celebrations were... heightened because they were under pressure. They were questioning him as a manager. The players, they've dealt with a lot of injuries, the circumstances. They were at the Club World Cup, and the start of the season wasn't ideal for them. I think that performance today, this evening, will give them a hell of a lot of confidence. They will come out of this game understanding that they're capable of putting in performances like that, but they've got to now consistently do that. That's what they're missing. The next step is to replicate performances like tonight, game after game.
Were not playing as well as what they'd have liked, and it's taken him time to sort of adjust to what Chelsea want. But at Brighton, you knew what he was capable of, and now you're seeing one of the best in the world. You know, he's in the conversation with Rodri, who I absolutely love. People talk about Gravenberch. Those three are as good as anything in world football. And he possesses so many good attributes. When he hasn't got the ball, he's incredible. He's so hard to play against. He's all over you like a rash. He can pass the ball easily off one foot. He can play off the either side. He plays round the corner. There's nothing really he can't do. He hasn't really got a weakness in his game. And I think that's a lot of credit to the manager, but also to him. Everything I hear about him, he's a top quality guy. Every day in training, he sets great examples. And you need people like that. He's very unassuming. You can see it in his interview. But he is, no doubt at all now, a world-class player. And he's still got a lot to, he's still only a very young man.
I was going to ask you that. What do you think the next step is for him in his development?
I just think keep doing what he's doing here. There's no real, I wouldn't put any, there's nothing he's not capable of. If you're looking at Chelsea leading them for the next few years, that's got to be his aim, because he is such a leader. I'm sure every day he sets the right examples. I think he deserves all the attributes, all the qualities he's getting now, and everyone's talking about him so highly, and he deserves it. He's a wonderful player, and as I say, today he showed that, and he's adding goals to his game now. 3 from defensive midfield is pretty incredible. Obviously 2 blockbusters, a bit of a lucky one at West Ham, but if he can go and get more goals, then really you're talking about one of the best in the world.
Chelsea pulled off a dramatic victory over Liverpool at Stamford Bridge thanks to a stoppage-time winner from Estevao Willian, his first for the club. Moises Caicedo had given Chelsea the lead early on with a powerful long-range strike, and Liverpool's Cody Gakpo equalised in the second half before the late twist. From a performance angle, Caicedo was outstanding. He struck that opener from distance and showed real energy throughout midfield, breaking lines and covering ground. The defensive unit, particularly Marc Cucurella and Reece James, also deserves praise. They absorbed pressure, blocked passing lanes, and held composure when Liverpool mounted attacks. Estevao had a quiet game overall, but what a moment to pop up. He timed his run perfectly, slid in at the far post from Cucurella's low cross, and sealed the win. That kind of decisive moment changes matches, and in tight games, you need players who make them. Garnacho also had his moments, forcing Liverpool into defensive adjustments and troubling their full-backs with his movement. Liverpool had spells of control, especially after Gakpo's goal, but Chelsea's grit showed. They defended stoutly, especially in the final stages, and handled the mounting pressure. The shape held up, subs made impact off the bench, and when it mattered they found the killer touch. For Chelsea, this win isn't just 3 points, it's a statement of resilience.